Oh, okay.
Oh no, he's standing up.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole thing now.
God.
Oh no, he's going to die.
I regret everything.
He's going to die. This is it. This is the end.
Sara Dietschy's back!
Sara Dietschy, everybody! Everyone's favorite genius. Sam, you're going to die. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm afraid there's a woman here. I'm afraid your balls are just going to fall out the side of your shorts.
Well,
Why are your
it's
shorts
not
so
internet
short,
too.
Sam?
They're not that short, dude.
That is, it worried
They're like
me.
a
That's how
normal
short they
length.
are.
They're a normal length, bro.
Those
Okay,
are normal length. Just
but
the jumping was deceiving.
I was going to say, they weren't at normal length. I'm not going to let him gaslight me about his shorts. Hi, Sam.
Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to
Hello.
the Genius Bar, #1 Apple podcast in the world. We need to start saying that more, John. We got to get those
Number
numbers
one
up.
Apple podcast in the world with the #1 Genius Bar guest in the world, Sara
I think-
Dietschy has
I
returned.
think is this 4 now?
Is it
4?
4?
I think
it's
so.
4.
I think it's 4.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
almost been a
honestly,
whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like is it true? That seems impossible.
It's been a minute.
I might have
Okay.
fudged the numbers a little bit, but
Okay.
Close.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I have big life events, I have to like come on, and this is where I vent and just hang out with friends and reset, you know.
good
Nice.
because we don't have a plan. So it's really good that
Perfect.
you yeah, it's really great. You just moved.
Yes.
So
Yes, I
let's
just
jump
moved
in.
from Texas to LA, and you know what? I just watched that clip from actually the last Genius Bar when I was talking about you, Sam, and you were debating where to move, and I was like, "Don't move to Austin, move to LA." And I listed out all of these reasons that you should move to LA, and this was like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I rewatched the clip, and everything that I was telling you, I needed to hear. Isn't that funny?
Whoa.
And look, I beat you to LA.
I know. Okay, so I'm coming in November. Whether don't say it like it's like he might be. I'm gonna be there, Sarah. All right.
All right, I believe
I'm
in
gonna
you.
be there. I'm holding myself to it. Sarah knows that I texted her a little bit ago, and I was like, "Sarah, I'm supposed to move in July. I don't know what's going on. I'm planning an event. There's a lot happening." And she was like, "Dude, it's gonna be okay, but you should just like do it." And then I
Yeah.
ultimately did not.
And then I ultimately did not.
Do it, bro.
I am. So November is just like the next time in my schedule when it's not iPhone season or iPhone render time session.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
How do you
love
like
to
it?
move. I love to move like right in the middle of Apple events, WWDC. So that was fun.
How
I
the
have so
hell
much
did
to
you
ask
pull that
you.
off?
Yeah, I was so sad I couldn't come to y'all's event, but it was so chaotic. And
Not as sad as us, Sarah. I'll tell you that.
I know. Instantly, I got sick last week from just okay, the sound effects are back.
It's not. Those aren't sound effects. There's a live studio audience
that's what the
disappointed.
people.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Actually,
so I totally wore
we
myself
told them.
out, but
We told them at the event. We said, "Hey, Sarah's going to be on the podcast at some point. We know that. So can you record your disappointment for her so we can play it for her on the
Wow.
show?" That was a live recording that we did of them booing you. So I hope that you're sad.
I am so sad now. I
Good.
just found y'all's towel. Also, by the way, thank you for sending that.
Oh, the
'Cause-
genius. I was like, why do you have my towel?
Yeah, I literally had this huge stash of packages from my Texas place that I just never unboxed. And so I finally went through that in California, and one of the packages was y'all's. I'm sorry.
You know, I will say, I was wondering why I never got like a thank you or like a this is really cool or like
So now I'm saying thank you so much. And
John's just pouring ice cold water, Ozark Mountain on himself. Hey, you might need a
Bro.
towel. You might need a towel. Bro.
I know, we're only 5 minutes into the pod, bro. Yeah. He's already
be a wet
making a
one.
mess. But now I have it, and I will use it, and I will tag you people. So
Don't
thank you.
even bother.
Thank you guys.
I have so many questions for Sarah. Let's let bygones be bygones, even if she
I
doesn't
call a
like our
truce.
merch. By the way, I'm starting to work on the next merch now that the event's over. Gonna be crazy. All right, gonna be very cool. By the way, guys, you can still buy an event shirt to support the event at Genius.
Don't buy an event shirt. It's too
I'm
far
curious,
gone.
have you guys done a event, like a post-event chat? How
Yeah.
do you guys feel it went? Was it good? I watched like the first half of it.
Me too. I watched the first half of it. Life-changing experience. The event was great.
Yeah.
It went better than I thought, but the meet and greet is what really really did it for me.
Meeting the
Afterwards,
homies.
afterwards we did a meet and greet where like, VIPs, we went downstairs. There was a separate venue downstairs and they all lined up and we did pictures like with all 4 of us that they could take, but then we all split up into our separate groups. There was like the Front Page Tech group and then the Sam group and then the Luke group. And it was definitely life-changing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys seem super stoked after it.
Yeah, so stoked. I'm never doing it again.
Yeah.
It's life-giving, but also life-draining to do those types of things. I used to do like every YouTube event, and every time it ended, I was like, oh, I'm glad I did that, but I'm going to need to not see another person for like a month. And when you like start stacking those like once a month or once every other month, you just end up being a shell of a human for a while.
I'd say the weirdest is like I got used to being physically with Sam like twice a month and then just nothing. It's like he died.
Wow. So you just feel a little sad now that you guys aren't
sad
together.
and lonely and Samless.
How do you like it? You moved. You've been there what 2-3 weeks? Like what's the month LA review? How's it going?
Man. So 3 to 4 weeks in, it was weird because again, the first 2 weeks that I was there, I was like Apple event, traveling, videos. I instantly went to Texas to film my cousin's wedding. So it was like,
oh my God.
It was a lot. I was honestly insanely stressed out. And then of course, I only unpacked maybe 30 or 40% of the boxes. So I just got my desk set up like literally in the past 2 days. So that feels amazing. So I'm rounding the corner on feeling like a human again. But yeah, last week I just had a unhealthy freak out. Now, like this week, I literally cut out like all sugar and carbs and so many things because last week I had what I thought was a heart attack and I literally went to the ER. So that's fun.
Actually?
Yeah. I literally had to go to the ER because I had to pull over in my car and I was like, what is happening to me right now?
Oh no.
I just had these two brand deadlines that I didn't know were deadlines. And I had told my management that I can't do this because I'm too stressed out and the move. And they were just like, no, we can fit this in. And it's like one of those agencies that it's like life or death, like they make a deal, feel like if you don't get this back to us today, hopefully none of these people are listening to this podcast. I bet they're not. And yeah, it was like comboed with, I was meeting a friend for lunch and like literally I had like an event and had to like pull over my car in the middle of West Hollywood because I thought I was having an event. So yeah, the pressure didn't really go away the next day. So I was like, I don't have health insurance here, but
are you okay?
I'm okay. Honestly, the worst part of it is everything came back normal. I had like a chest x-ray. I had like blood work done. I had all this stuff done. They're just like, yeah, everything's normal. I guess like don't work as much. And I was just like, okay,
wow,
thanks.
Great advice. Yeah.
Great advice. So
it sounds like you just had a straight up panic attack on the side of the road.
Yeah. But see, I've had panic attacks. This is like a new wave. I've had those where, I can't breathe and I have my inhaler and I can do breathing exercises and I can get back within like 2 or 3 minutes. I've never had one like this where there's literally like lightning bolts of just shooting pains across my chest.
Oh.
So that's why I was like, what is this? This does not feel like a run-of-the-mill panic attack. So yeah, I think it's been very an anxiety-inducing month, but I'm somewhat on the other side.
Okay.
So sorry to,
Jesus, Sarah.
to go there so early in the podcast.
I take back all the. Do you remember when I said we recorded the audience booing? That was a lie, Sarah.
That was a lie.
It wasn't true.
You. I need that cheering.
Yeah, here you go. She
Yeah,
lived.
we're proud of you, Sarah. Hey, Sarah, do you want the genius diagnosis?
Yes.
From
You
Dr.
should have said
Kohl?
no.
My diagnosis is life changes are hard.
Yeah.
You're probably really stressed.
Yeah.
I felt similar things, and I'm sure that when I move in November, I'm probably going to be going through the same thing. So I will just, instead of going to the ER, instead of calling 911, I'm going to call 91 Sarah.
and I'll talk you down.
Yeah. I'm just gonna come over and you and John are just gonna be like my therapist as I like lay on the floor.
Exactly.
I
know.
I don't make nearly enough money from this show to be your therapist, Sam.
Well, yeah, that's the pressure because it's like, okay, I never want to move again in my life. But then I'm like, okay, well, I need this brand deal money that's stressing me out so much to continue to live in LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun. I'm learning how to
Sounds like
manage
it's been
Sarah.
fun.
It's been a lot of fun. But
Nice.
yeah, it's like compounded with this thing and because I talked to like 2 different doctors too. And I feel like I just need to see a specialist for some of like my other stuff, but I've been having issues for the past year. So I think I am one step closer to figuring that out, which is good, guys. So
That is
there's
good.
some positivity to that, those experiences. But just putting one foot in front of the other, being a YouTuber is fun.
Being a YouTuber. Ugh.
Oh, Sarah, I've had a YouTuber day today.
Yeah, well, tell me what's going on with you, my guy.
Yeah,
This is
Sam
an
has
Apple
been
podcast.
not
We
good
haven't
since
even talked-
he answered
No,
the
it's
thing.
literally dumb. It's dumb
can-
YouTuber problems.
No, we can go into Apple stuff soon. What's going on?
It's just been one of those days where you do a video, you work hard on this brand deal, you're not really getting paid fairly. There's been drama with. Maybe cut that.
Bad start.
It
You immediately.
sounds like we're talking about the same things here.
You immediately fucked that up. Want to try again, buddy?
Anyway, locked in a situation, have to be in this situation. It's complicated. I'll tell you off the air. Anyway.
Wow, great. Thanks for telling
do
us.
a brand deal, work really hard, rush to get this out as fast as possible, and then they go not rush out to get as fast as possible. And like it was bad quality, just like I worked really hard to get it done, and then the brand literally goes,
Oh no.
I can't make this up. The brand goes, you need to be more like FPT's integration. We're not comfortable with this going live at all.
Whoa. Well, what does that even mean?
It means be more like John or go away.
Yeah.
And like I rewatched it and I'm like, no, I stand by this video. Like what
was their problem though? Like it wasn't what?
It seemed like a misunderstanding for the most part. They thought he was like looking at a script.
Yeah, like when I talk on camera, like right now I'm doing it. I'm looking to the side instead of looking deadpan. I'm not reading off of a script, but they were like, it looks like he's just reading from a paper and that looks bad.
Not enough eye contact.
I wasn't reading from a paper. I was just doing what I do in every video. And then I literally woke up and like had a bad start to my day because they were like, be more like John. And I'm like,
That's pretty funny.
And then that was Monday. That was Monday.
Yeah.
Tuesday, there's a slight reprieve as I fix everything. And then today, it's like I work on the second brand integration. And the company, and I just knew. I'm not going to say that. I can't.
I just
because,
knew.
listen, here's the thing. Their products are great. Their actual hardware is amazing. Sometimes working with them in the back end, it hurts me because they'll be like, here's all the features. You know, you've seen this before, right? They're like, here's all the features you need to highlight. And then you highlight like every possible feature you can in 60 seconds. And then once they see what you've done, they go, okay, now this is what we actually want though.
Yeah,
like for this feature, here's what we actually want to see. We need 2 people in frame, 1 screen recording, and somebody filming.
No. You don't get that. You don't get a redo once it's done. You can have edits, but you're not going to redo the entire thing. That's on them to give you the expectation up front.
See, Sarah,
Got him.
this goes back to maybe some of the issues with the high. Listen, again, I agree. Edits are fine. Like if you want an extra screen recording of something, sure. Like that I'd also done and you just want extra context. But like today I had to like rush to a dog park with my friends, drag other people into this situation to like refilm the entire first half of this. And I was just like, this is not a fun job.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, yeah. Like my entire life, even before YouTube, I did client work and for video stuff. And it's interesting now that I'm a YouTuber, it goes back to exactly what I was doing pre-YouTube. It really turns into just like you're like this miniature agency just doing client work, just like 2 to 3 to 4 minute clips at a time. And you have to deal with all these different personalities with agencies or brands. And I used to think it depended like how much someone pays you, but you know, I've been paid a small amount and it's the best experience or the bad experience. I've been paid a giant amount and it's either the best experience or the worst experience. So I feel like it's just like 40% of the time you're going to have a terrible experience with branded content. And I think that's why so many YouTubers feel so passionate about, or not passionate, they just feel the urge to make their own products so they can make, you know, their own money on their own time. But then it turns out that's really hard too.
That's really hard too.
And then that's when you go back to the branded content and it's like this loop of like, what is going on? I signed up for this because I wanted to just make my videos.
To this day, I mean, you're right, because to this day, one of my highest paid brand deals ever was like 2018. And that's like, there's been many years that have passed since then. This was like this is still to this day one of my highest, and it was Dyson. You remember the Dyson campaign that happened?
I mean, there's a lot of campaigns that happen.
Exactly. That was the thing. It was like, it was such a terrible day because every person with a tech channel put out the same video and we had no warning. Like Dyson told me.
Oh, they didn't tell you.
Yes. Well, they told me the opposite. They said, we're only working with you. Like, we really like Front Page Tech.
Oh, I don't like that.
So it kind of like snowballed because, hey, we're Dyson. We want to send you a vacuum and want to work with you. Awesome. By the way, you're the only one we want to work with. Awesome. That sounds awesome. Also, it's got to be a dedicated video. Okay, well, I don't really do dedicated videos, and also that'll perform terribly. Just want to let you know. And the money that you're offering, you won't get that. Like, this was the one and only brand deal where I was like, that is too much money for what you're asking, because they wanted a dedicated video that was going to pull maybe 2,000 views, and like at the time, I think maybe I was getting 10,000 views a video. And that's just like Front Page Tech. So for me to break away from what I normally make to just put out a video about a vacuum is a horrible idea. But they made me do it anyway. And then, so the video, first of all, the video is terrible. Video goes out. It's like 2.5 minutes long. Not even kidding. It was an integration that then they made a dedicated video. So the video goes out, but when the embargo lifts for me, it also lifted for the entire internet. And now everyone is just flooded with Dyson videos. And I look like an absolute idiot. Everyone's angry. Like, this was a rare thing where the audience was upset that of the spam that happened. Like, when I say every tech YouTuber, I mean every tech YouTuber put out a stupid video.
Not me.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Sorry, not the good ones.
I got them in my email, but...
Did you say? I mean, did you ignore them? Did you leave them on red?
Well, I think that's why I'm so stressed, because honestly, I try all the time to be like, okay, what's gonna not make me look like an asshole?
Yeah.
But also, I need money, and also it needs to be on my terms, and also it needs to be put in a video that has potential to get views, and also I'm juggling videos that just seem fun at the time when the brand reached out to me, but they're not actually paying me. Like, I did this Sony video recently where they just flew me out to NAB because I just want to go to NAB, but I didn't want to worry about like the hotel and flight. But in retrospect, it's like, that's not that expensive in context of what a traditional sponsorship would be.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I should have just put a traditional sponsor in that video. I wouldn't have stressed out as much and just paid for the hotel and the plane, you know? So there's always so many things that you're juggling. So I understand, like, you're allowed like 3 to 5 of those situations.
Yeah.
And hopefully the audience is, you know, understandable of that, because it's just, it's really hard to juggle.
That's the last dedicated video I ever did. I learned my lesson.
Yeah. I haven't done a proper dedicated video in a very long time.
Well, how's that feel? I got one going up tomorrow.
Is it the one you were just complaining about?
It was, I will not confirm or deny.
Sense, though.
Okay.
Like, sometimes, like, I have a really cool brand partnership coming up with like a very like fancy brand.
Fancy.
And, you know, I said I don't do dedicated videos, but when I got on set, I was like, oh, this will make for a good video as a whole. So sometimes I do that. Where it's like, if the experience is cool.
Yeah, she just said when I got on set, bro.
What brand could that be? Well, a fancy brand, and you were on set.
Yes, in a week, I think it'll be out. It's
May
a
I
car
ask,
company.
May I ask a follow-up question to that?
Yes.
Was that something that I'll give you a multiple choice here?
Okay.
Because I'm always looking how to, you know, how to be cool. Like some of the cool. You're an LA influencer now. Do you know that?
Yes. Thank you.
Like, next episode you're gonna be like, so I was in the valley and we were in your
You'll see me on Snapchat soon.
Yeah. So actually, I'll just ask, how did you learn about this opportunity? Was that something they reached out to you, agency helped you with?
She's Sara Dietschy.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my stuff is inbound. So it comes into my email inbox. My manager just handles it. However, I will say this was something that it's very serendipitous. And this is something I've been doing from the start. This started with me saying yes to just moderating a panel at a conference for not a lot of money. But I said yes because it was a really cool opportunity. And I was honestly regretting it because I had to stay at this conference for like 7 days, which you never want to do. And the panel went good and I had like really great conversations. So, I went to the dinners with them and I was just like very personable. And this cool opportunity basically came up like from those same people a month after I did that. So there's still a very big part of this job that is like serendipitous and based on relationships, where if you want to work with a brand, you have to like nibble at the small opportunities and then boom, the big opportunity is right around the corner when they know that you are a, credible human and they can trust you and, et cetera, et cetera. So.
Yeah. Amen. Invest. That's a very good point.
You got to nibble, Sam.
A lot of people. I'm
got to nibble.
I'm like a fucking rat out here, right? All right. I've been nibbling for about 7 months. I'm starting to nibble into some paint chips. I think at this point. But no, that's very cool. Well, congratulations. That sounds amazing. We can't wait to see that. That's very cool. Yeah, I've been. I need to get my cash flow up, Sarah. I have this vision for a business, and I feel like for the past year I've been trying to do that, and I kind of feel like I've made zero progress.
Okay, well tell me about this. This is fun.
But I feel like John is kind of in the same spot as me.
Yeah, but
I want to hear this because I'm in an interesting perspective where I have let go of all of my hopes and dreams beyond YouTube. So I would love to hear this because I am in a position where I have just said, Sarah, you've tried enough side hustles. What do you like to do? Make videos. So freaking make videos. If something doesn't have to do with video editing or making videos, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
No, but I have a ton of experience of like failed projects. So I want to hear what yours is because I might be able to shine some light.
I think I've kind of talked about this. I don't want to get into the gory details because some stuff isn't final and I don't want anyone to take my idea yet. But basically, I'll say it flat out. Like I want Apple. See, this is where I'm at. I had this vision for the past year that I wanted Apple Track to be like everywhere. Like basically any platform socially that you went on, I wanted you to be able to enjoy a piece of like Apple-based content that I make there. Whether it's YouTube, whether it be Instagram, whether it be TikTok, right? And like I've really grown out my TikTok. I've really grown out Instagram's still really hard to grow on. It's a whole other thing. But I feel like I've made some progress for these other auxiliary social networks that I used to like pay no attention to. It's paying off in small things. Like I got like a brand deal for TikTok the other day.
You're nibbling.
Like the first time. Yeah, again, I've been nibbling. But I just feel like no matter how hard I'm working, I will never make enough money to like actually pay an employee properly or like have more than one employee ever.
Why do you feel like you need an employee?
Oh, because I wanted.
That's a really good question. I like that she asked that because
I have an answer. I would like help managing the social news feeds and doing more Apple news on social. I need help editing. I need help shooting. I need help with animations.
Don't you think that can be with freelancers though?
Yes, but I work with Concept Central right now. He works on a lot of my animations, and we have a really good relationship.
I worked with him.
Yes, that's right. He said yes to working with you on a project that he didn't clear with me. And I got angry at him.
He didn't what?
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, it was for it had nothing to do with like tech renders.
No. I know, Sarah. The problem is this little guy. I'm mainly playing this up for the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, when you say you're playing it up, then you're not playing it up anymore.
What little Concept Central didn't tell you is that we had a project due that Friday for me, and then he goes, I can't say no, Sara Dietschy.
I was probably paying him more than you were too.
Yeah, I think he actually told me, and I think you did. I think you paid him more for that project than I paid him an entire month. So
yeah.
There you go.
I saw the work he did. It's phenomenal because he's the best,
good.
and I love him. But I don't pay him enough. I want to pay him more. I want to pay other people a proper salary, and I also want a Lamborghini.
Well, just give up on the Lamborghini dreams so that you can pay the freelancers temporarily, and they can help you one day get a Lamborghini.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I
also,
just feel
Sam, you're what? You're like 25 years old.
Dude, I'm old as hell. Don't even be like you're young.
We have so many years left of this.
You know what made me realize I'm late? Mr. Beast is the same age as me.
You can't. Why are you using Mr. Beast as a comparison to yourself?
Don't compare yourself to Mr. Beast.
Know,
amen.
You're not supposed to do
anyone looks like an absolute idiot comparing themselves to Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Like that man is an anomaly.
Also, we got to let go of this. I feel like Twitter has created this brain rot where you go on Twitter and there's all these threads on what you could be doing, what you should be doing. And at the end of the day, you're only one person and you got to take one step at a time, okay? And the truth is those people on Twitter aren't doing everything. Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast. He's the only person who does everything well. And those people on Twitter are literally just writing tweet threads, or they have that huge team behind them and literally they don't do anything. The only thing they do is post about doing things. They're not doing the actual thing, But why I would suggest sticking with freelancers and just trying to scale that up, because having full-time employees is the biggest headache ever. It is going to add more stress. It is going to add more pressure. And I promise you, you will never see, this is the trap I fell into. I thought I was just going to be able to find that one person who solves all my problems. And that sets up those people for failure. And no one person is going to solve all your problems. But it's way easier to test people out when they're freelancers because you can give them small projects and you can hire and fire way faster and you can scale that up and scale that down way faster. So if you have more money coming in, hire more people. If it's a drier month, scale it down,
Yeah.
And also
the issue,
I like that that goal is rooted in content. Because I think a lot of us YouTubers are getting too distracted with side missions when, hey, let's expand, let's grow, but with content, with what we're good with. Okay, well, tell me about your side mission.
Well, first, to build off what Sarah was saying, what I have found with full-time employees is that the real struggle is that you don't actually have a full-time schedule to give them. Like you think you do, you do, don't. But in reality, you could, if you just put your head down and spent an hour a day, you could do all the jobs you just said. You don't actually...
Not a chance.
No, you could.
And I have 800 million jobs. I just don't have the infrastructure, bro.
And then when you give it to somebody else, then you've given them an hour or two of work, and then they're done for the day. That's not a full-time employee. There were many months where I paid a full-time employee full-time salary for actually zero work because I had zero work to give them for 3 months.
Well, I had a ton of work to give them. See, so Sam, you might be able to, relate more to me. I had so much work to give them, but it required so much training to understand the decade of video making. I couldn't set aside 3 months to teach them all of that. I didn't have the videos or the training prepared for them to get up to speed. So it's almost like you have to also set aside the time if you want to do the full-time employee to set forth all of the training to prep for that honestly, you might as well then just take those training videos or whatever and just use it with freelancers too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a good point. I'll put that in the little brain pocket.
The side mission that I'm working on that we did a teaser, but I haven't publicly talked about it. Sarah, you saw the teaser because I think you texted me about it. Making FPT. So we're working on a series called Making FPT period. So double meaning, making FPT, but also just making stuff in general. And Front Page Tech, officially a decade old. So this is a bingeable series that is going to drop that is a one-off. So we have everything. We have everything outlined from literally the beginning of Front Page Tech to now, how the landscape was different back then, the struggles that I went through, that we went through to make this happen. The idea of building the content, building the business, and struggling for 7 years out of the 10 years that we've been doing it. There's a lot of stories that go into it. And so I just think right now is a really good time to tell the story, especially since we're out of all the badness that we came from. And
that's so cool. But that's content. So that's not a side mission.
It's not for the Front Page Tech channel, though, I don't think. It's a standalone podcast. It's going to drop 10 episodes are going to drop at once because I like the idea of people being able to binge it. But that's like a whole separate thing. Like, I have our manager working on that too because we're booking for that. Just a whole separate thing. And then once that's done, it's done. And I'm excited to work on something that we can, we're recording in bulk and then editing in bulk. And then when it's ready to go out, it's ready to go out. We put it out there and hands off.
I love that though. But that's still within your wheelhouse. When
I guess,
say side
but it's
missions,
not like...
I'm like, hey, you don't need to make a chocolate bar,
Hey, you watch.
But we do, Sarah. We need to make a chocolate bar. And Mr. Beast announced his chocolate bar before we were going to make ours.
I'm glad you didn't do that. But you know what I'm saying? Like a limited series, that is cool. And the monetization options for that does make more sense with already what you're doing. Like, if you have brands that you work with on one channel, you can sell that story to them. You can't
like double dipping.
You can't sell a story of like chocolate to brands. You have to depend on the consumer to go out and buy that. So I mean, I think that's all.
Well, Sam is the king of side missions.
More videos, more content. That's always good.
Actually, I think all my side missions in the last few years have been because of Sam.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think he's dragged me into every side mission.
I just kind of I tend to ruin lives. If I'm just gonna be,
my life isn't ruined.
It's just a little stressed.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, being a YouTuber's hard. I just had a moment today where I was like, I don't want to be around anymore.
Sam!
That was a reference to I think you should leave.
Well, you see, we don't know that.
Okay, well, but I didn't know that.
I think you should leave is referencing other people saying it for real. So when you say that, how are we supposed to know?
You're right. No, it wasn't like that.
You don't want to be on. You don't want to be on YouTube anymore.
Hey,
I was just like, this job is so unstable.
Yeah. I think we've had similar feelings. The feeling that literally had me pulling over my car because I thought I was going to wreck because of my heart pain, I think is very closely tied. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure coming from so many different directions. Not just the person asking for revisions and hounding you, but your audience and you. You always have to balance, making money, doing it for the art. Am I doing actually what I love? I mean, I was just talking to John about this today. I was like, I wonder if there is a artistic field out there that you can also do professionally where at least 50% of the time you're actually doing something that you love. Because I was thinking about that today. I do something that I love, making videos. I'm obsessed with it. But I probably do what I actually want to do maybe 15% of the time, if I'm lucky.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
God, when you put it like that, holy fuck. I think right now is my 15%. This is the only fun part of my job.
Yeah, Genius Bar is the 15% every week.
But here's the thing. It's also tough because I feel bad. Let me say two things. Because I want input on one more thing that I've actually been struggling with as a creator. First thing is, if I was watching this and I didn't have 400K subs plus on YouTube, I'd be like, brother, you got to go touch some grass. And you're right. I do need. We are chronically online, as that phrase has now become just part of everyone's vocabulary.
I hate that shit though. I hate that. It'd be the same way if you ran any business at all.
I know, but I know. It's just I do feel very lucky. And I'm super privileged, and I would never actually want to do anything else. But there are, it's tough because it's I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful, which I'm not. It's just
you are very convincing right now. I'll tell you that.
There's some days.
Hey, I think totally, and I think we just I think there are ways to bring it back to the audience, ways that are relatable to people who have jobs where you're sitting at your desk for 16 hours straight doing one task, you know? Like I'll be editing videos that take me probably 4 hours just to get into the zone. I'll stress out about it for 4 to 6 hours or an entire day. And then the crushing deadline of it coming up the next day is what gets me to sit down at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. to start it, right? And then I'm there for the next like 12 hours. And then you don't sleep and you're miserable the next day. I think it's a very relatable thing if you do anything creative, you know, if you are a creative of any kind, a lot of these things that we're talking about, of course, they have the added pressure of a audience of thousands of people. But I think it is something that people can relate to.
Okay.
I don't think any pressure that anybody could put on me will ever match the amount of pressure I put on myself. Like when there's a deadline or something, or if I know I'm late delivering stuff and I know people are on my ass about it, I'm just like, you piece of shit.
Oh yeah, no, that's where the pressure is coming from. It's that I want to be at a certain point and I'm frustrated that I'm not. And I feel like I'm the only roadblock in between.
Sam, in the words of Gary Vee, you got time. Patience.
There's never enough time, Sarah.
That's where I'm at in my life right now, Sam. I'm just taking back the reins. I just want to take control of things. Like instead of going, like you said, it's unstable. Yeah, it is unstable, but I also know that if I just try a little bit harder and put a little bit more in, it won't feel so unstable. Like I can prepare better for the instability.
Let me ask you about this very specific situation. This is something I'm struggling with.
Ask away, baby.
Let's just start here. The unboxing format on YouTube is stale. True or false?
True.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore. I just turn them into IG Reels now.
If Sarah doesn't do it, that means it's stale. There's
so I
your
agree.
Answer.
We're all on the same page.
I'll take it a step further. I don't even do a lot of topical stuff anymore. Like half of the stuff I make is now just purely evergreen. I think that's a trap that because tech is so updating every day. I think we get stuck in the trap of very topical things.
I feel amazing. I feel like that might have been one of our talks on one of these episodes, but I have relieved myself of the pressure of having to be first because I have built this to a point where I'm in a position where I don't have to be first. I put out a video like 2 days ago that I actually recorded 4 weeks ago before our event. And it just and it's not a big deal. Like I always thought that would kill me or like kill the business, kill the channel. And no, it's not. I don't have to be first. My Vision Pro video, I'm really glad that I waited a week and let everyone's arguments simmer with me so I could prepare better for a script. And yeah, I feel like so much better not being pressured by having to be first.
So anyway,
we cut you off. Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. I didn't mean it like that. Yeah, I mean, that's really cool. First of all, I'm happy to hear that. God, why does it sound so dismissive? People always say I do that. People in my real life all the time, I'll be like, sick. So anyway, what are you guys doing after this? And then everyone laughs. And I'm like, no, I genuinely mean that. My mind.
Okay, don't stress about it. What were you saying about unboxings?
Anyway, I have this, I want to make a good video unboxing this thing that I have. But I don't know how to make it look good or entertaining because the format is so stale. And I'm sitting on this awesome video. I know exactly what it's about. I don't want to spoil it because it's cool. I'll just give it like this. I have this sealed Apple product that I got. It's a couple years old. It's not like an original iPhone. It's not that crazy. But like, I think it'll be fun to revisit this era of Apple. And I want to do an unboxing and talk about it, but I do not know how to do this concept in any context where it A, doesn't bomb, and B, isn't interesting.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how to do it.
All right. I have a good example for you. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't want to sound nepotistic. Is that a word? But I have a video on my channel that I think is a good example of what you should do.
Okay.
So if you type in, I forgot what the title is. I'm so sorry.
Is that the title? I forget what the title is.
It's like Apple. So basically what you do is, okay, thank you for going on my channel. I can't pull it up on my phone. So scroll It was like 6 months ago, 7 months ago.
Oh boy.
Okay, wait.
Apple
Okay, yeah,
just got serious about
a little bit more
productivity?
scrolling. A little bit more scrolling.
A little bit more scroll.
Keep going.
We're back
Okay,
at the
stop.
iPhone 14.
Okay, bottom right. This is.
Oh my God.
Okay, do you see that and see how
do.
well it did? So
Yes.
basically, take a broad concept
Okay.
where it's intriguing. Everyone make it dramatic like I did. This is the end of an era for Apple, right? And I wanted to make a video that just talked about Johnny
Senior
Ive
vice
leaving.
president of your mother.
And so if you put it in the backdrop of storytelling and what did this product do for Apple and start there, and then make the unboxing and talk about it, I think that's like a really intriguing way to do it, because I did like a bit, but the entire video is me just talking, but then I have overlays and stuff like this. So I think if you put it in the context of a bigger idea, that's how you do it, and just make it kind of like video essay like.
God, you're such a good. See, but that's the thing though. You're a good YouTuber. You're like a really good YouTuber.
What you just said. I have this idea. I feel like everyone else is. I feel like the concept itself is stale. You're just describing your actual job. Like, this is the responsibility you took on. Like, it's literally your only job to think about how to make that interesting. That's what you do.
Yeah, and I believe in you. So you can do what I do, and because I don't do that for every video, but I just set enough space for me to really think about one video a month. Like a lot of the videos I put out, I'm not proud of, but once or twice a month, I create the space to really think about it. And so that's just what you have to do for this. And I believe in you. You can do this. Like, that's a cool concept,
Thank you. But
You're making this so hard on yourself, dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
we just need to hype you up. I think you just need to be hyped up. You need the motivation.
Do you need the music and the cheers?
Come on, this is what a lot of YouTubers need all the time. Like, when I'm complaining to my husband John, a lot of the time I'm like, babe, I don't need solutions. I just need you to hear me out and then pump me up after.
Yeah.
I just need a vent and then I need to get pumped up. Let's go, Sam. Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go. You're gonna figure it out.
I'll do it. Sam, let's go, babe. Let's go, babe. You got it, babe. You got it.
Oh, he's my John. So
yeah,
you're John,
I'm your John.
John.
Let's go, babe.
Okay.
You're really pretty today, babe. Look at you go.
I feel very scrumptious after all this munching I've been doing. Okay. I thank you for that, first of all.
Do you feel pumped up?
I need to talk to Sarah about something that I've been wanting to talk to you about for a long time.
Okay.
The Vision Pro. I've watched all your videos about it. They were great. You even gave Genius Bar a little shout out in the second video, which was very, very sweet. Oh, John wants to go. Yes, sir.
I would, because I was gonna bring up Vision Pro too, because I'm upset.
You're upset? Why are you upset?
I haven't even said it yet, Sam. Don't fucking start with me. Okay. One of our biggest things that we've been talking about, especially after our Quest experience, was doing a podcast in VR with Sara Dietschy was one of the funniest Genius Bar moments ever. It goes down in Genius Bar lore forever.
Yeah.
Wow, can't wait to get the Apple headset and do the same thing but higher quality and less janky. Did you know how limited VR is on Vision Pro? Does anyone have any idea the ruse they have placed upon us? That thing is this big and kind of heavy and fine. That's fine, especially if you're going to put me in VR, but it's mostly AR and their VR experience is limited to 10 by 10 feet and you have to be sitting on a goddamn couch.
Really? I did not know that.
It's in Apple's documentation confirmed. VR is limited by 10 by 10 feet, and you have to be stationary to be placed in VR. If you try to get up and move, if you try to get up and move, the cameras will turn back on, and you'll see the room, and you'll be back in AR.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Would you like me to read the exact thing?
Wait, where did you?
Article.
Was this documentation they officially released? Or is this leaked?
Yes.
Really?
When you start a fully immersive experience, that's VR, Vision OS defines a system boundary that extends 1.5 meters from the initial position of the person's head. If their head moves outside of that zone, the system automatically stops the immersive experience and turns on the external video again. This feature is an assistant to prevent someone from colliding with objects.
Okay, well, that could go one or two ways, because on the Quest, it also does turn on the cameras when you start going outside
when you
of the
go
boundary.
through, when you pass the Guardian, yes, but this is a hard. You get to define your Guardian on the Quest.
Right.
Apple's defining this for you. Hans Karrison, who is the chief technology officer for Mirror, a VR creative agency, so this he would know. He says, I just learned that Apple has crippled VR so that it stops when you move more than 1.5 meters. So Apple VR is for couch potatoes. No real volumetric video is possible when you're outside of the couch zone. No table tennis, nothing that makes you move outside of a small box. Super bummer.
There's no way.
Yeah,
What do you mean there's no way?
Okay, so that's what I said.
I tried to tell you guys they didn't fucking show that in the presentation for a reason.
So that's in my second video. That's why I shouted you out, John.
I know. That's why I wanted to bring it up with you.
Yeah, because when I...
Oh my God, he's so condescending. I know that's my way to bring it up with you.
So listen, when you put on the Vision Pro, you're so overwhelmed by some of those experiences that obviously they want you to focus on, that's really all you're thinking about. So, it was super crisp. The in and out, like a person coming and talking to you, the way they just like fade into the environment is crazy. It works so well. So right after that moment, you're so overwhelmed by that because it truly does feel like a new experience. That's why I said in my second video, when I took a week to take a beat, I was like, oh, this is so not a VR headset, and I finally had that realization. And that's when, I did get a little, it's not that I was questioning it. I was almost just from a consumer standpoint being like, oh, I actually don't think, I'll probably buy it for a video, but if I didn't have a video to make, I actually do not think I would buy this, because if you can't have those super fun experiences that you still can have on the Quest, and all of the use cases are strictly AR mixed reality.
Yeah.
I'm not buying something that is that heavy for $3,500 to just watch movies.
No one listened to me. No one.
Well, I listened.
I know, but Sarah, you are a functioning human adult. Sam is not.
Dude.
You can't justify.
You're arguing something. You're arguing something completely different. I'm on your side for this, but just because you said the presentation was bad, now you're like, well, I told you that you couldn't move in VR anyway. It's like, no. I said first impressions are everything. This is what they gave us. This is what they're pitching to us. And I went, that's not enough. And everyone's like, oh, but there's more down the line. Well, apparently not that much fucking more, guys.
Which I'm surprised that they've, in a lot of presentations, they've talked so much about Apple Arcade. I am surprised that there wasn't more of a push and a highlight towards gaming. That I forgot what it's called, but on the Quest, where the bullet coming at you only comes at you when you're moving. What is that game called again?
Red hot or something.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It sounds almost sexual. It's like super hot, or I don't know.
It's like red hot or Quest.
I think super hot's right.
Super hot, yeah. That game, when I played that, and also
Super
Putt-Putt
hot,
with some friends, that was so immersive and so cool and so new feeling that I was equally disappointed, because I feel like Apple could have partnered with the studio and just given us that one really cool game that, okay, maybe keeps you in 2 or 3 meters, But yeah, it does make me nervous for, I don't think we're even going to have that.
Yeah,
dude,
I totally believe in the vision of the AR aspect of this thing.
Yeah.
I just think it is packaged wildly. I just think they missed the mark by a lot.
Sam is stressed. We're stressing him out.
You can't be telling me that I'm not going to be able to play VR ping pong on this.
That's what we're telling you.
Yeah.
And also, people
that cannot be real.
For people that are like, oh, no controllers, you just use your hands. I'm sorry, but if I'm playing a game, the controller isn't detracting from my experience. That's making it more believable. I feel like I'm holding the paddle.
You feel also, and you feel like you're holding a gun for games.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like that's part of the experience. Like, okay, just because hand tracking is so incredible, well, we don't need controllers now. You're missing the point of the controller. Like,
and
like
you know what
part
I hate
of it is
about this?
to immerse you more.
You know what I hate about this too is like usually all of the cliche comments that you get after Apple events are the ones that I hate the most because you're like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, say something new. But what I hate about this is the most cliche, boring comment that everyone got is the most truthful, and that, oh, no one's gonna buy the version 1. You just have to wait until version 3 or 4 when it's like when the profile is thinner and the weight is down, which is so true because it's like the only way that this can be compelling is if there are full on immersive VR experiences where you can justify that. But if they're truly talking about a purely productivity lifestyle device, then that's when you need glasses, not a VR headset.
if you're gonna pitch people on productivity and like just make this mold into your regular life, then you got to give something that isn't that foreign. It's not foreign for a VR headset, but if it's not a VR headset, what the hell? Like, what are they? I'm just, that's what I mean. Like everyone, and I'm not saying you, Sarah, but like specifically in the comments on Genius Bar and on my video, everyone is talking about how wrong I'm going to be and all that. This is why I say, and then why I didn't freak out. Just let history tell the story. All I care about is being on the right side of history. That's all I want. If my opinion to you seems so crazy now, that's fine. All that I care about is that eventually you see it play out, because when I speak on the next thing, my opinion will matter just a little bit more. That's why I care about getting this right, even if like I'm not just going against the grain because of views or whatever.
But from a hardware perspective, if they can get this thin and small within the next 5 years, then they will still win. You know?
Yeah, I don't
like if they can, because the software was incredible. So if they need to put this out to make that a win for them with their glasses, and sure, but like that technology is so hard that's where, I do start to get skeptical.
They might have over-engineered. Like if you think about it, the resolution on those displays might be the bottleneck. It might be why we don't have fully crazy like VR immersive experience, because the processing power to do that on 8K.
Which if you think about it, you need the resolution more for those fully immersive VR experiences.
Yeah.
I feel like it. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, and that's what I'm thinking, like maybe they over-engineered it. Maybe they just appled it too hard to where they can't actually get the processing power in there to render a fully immersive experience in what is basically 8K, 2 4K displays, right? So I feel like they put themselves in a corner here, and now they've HoloLensed it, and that didn't.
Sam looks so sad.
I'm not sad.
Seeing Sam like this it makes me feel good, because he shits on me every day about this. And you deserve to be sad when you learn the truth.
There is no way.
Do you want me to? Did you find Apple's documentation, or do you?
Yes, I've been sharing it on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a world. There has to be a world where they just like they're saying that because maybe they just slowly roll it out. Maybe they have deals behind the scenes with maybe studios. That's the optimistic side of me, where it's like, hey, this is a starting point. It's only a starting point, right? But yeah, it's kind of a sad starting point. But
if you're telling me that no developer can create an experience where I can play VR mini golf, that doesn't make sense.
You know why that sucks too with Apple? Is because Apple has the part figured out that Facebook doesn't. Because I don't know about any Gen Z or millennial who still actively uses their Facebook account. And creating a Meta account, it is a nightmare to try to connect with people on your Quest. And that's what Apple does so well. So it is going to be so much easier for people to just like, hey, play mini golf with my friend Sam, because I can just shoot an iMessage over and he can just join the game. They're going to make that so much easier that it is a shame that they're not prioritizing that, because in one fell swoop, you would have people understand kind of the magic of playing these games with your friends, because it is like magic and social and fun. Because, you know, that podcast we did was so fun. It felt, we weren't even playing mini golf, you know?
Yeah, and that was after we hated ourselves for like an hour and a half trying to set it up, and it was still fun.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Sarah, okay, talk to me. God, this day is just going from bad to worse. So you use the headset. How heavy is it?
It's heavy. And I know a lot of people weren't saying it was, but I think it's just because it was like a lot of like dude bros who are just like, they got a very hefty neck, you know? So they're kind of downplaying it. But the reason why they probably put, and that's what I said in my first video, I was like, the reason why you have a battery puck is not to make it lighter. It's just so they can make it bearable.
Oof. Well, Sam, listen, buddy, there's still time. I will accept new people on the train. If you would like to hop on with me.
You can hop on my train. That sounded weird. That is a little bit more of a middle ground.
No middle ground, Sam. You commit.
You're optimistic about the future, but right now you're just a little skeptical. You know?
So hold on, Sarah. You're the first person. So, okay, did you get the demo?
Yeah, I was in there for 30, 40 minutes with it on
I just want to make
Do you
sure.
not watch her videos, silly boy?
I'm just verifying before I ask this next question or statement, which is you were the first person I have heard that got that demo that to this day is not completely blown away. Everyone else that I heard was like, oh my God, I can't wait. Andrew Edwards said it was the most magical experience he's ever had with technology ever.
Hold on, stand by though. I think, you know, I'm a little tired today and I've been making videos, so I don't maybe have that same enthusiasm that I had. But if you go back and watch my first video, you'll see my, honestly, like kind of shock in that it was everything that they talked about on the stage, it delivered and more. So like what I said earlier, when the person was giving me a demo and they started talking, and because they started talking, their person started populating gradually into my environment. That was insane. When I look at my hands and the way they're able to rebuild your reality, like you're wearing glasses, but with the cameras, rebuild your hands and everything around you, and the lack of latency, like that felt new. That felt insane. I mean, it truly is a different, like it felt like new, whimsical, awesome. But I think it wasn't until I sat with kind of the practicality of it, of like, honestly, the weight, where, okay, would I rather spend 5 hours in Resolve editing with this just because the experience is a little bit cooler, but I'm going to have like really bad neck pain after? Or do I just go on my 2-screen setup and edit like I always do? I'll probably just do that. So I think when it comes to the practical use cases, that's where a little bit of the shine wears off. But I still to this day will be like, it was insane.
Put your fucking smirk away, you asshole, and let her finish. He's getting ready to fucking go off in a second. I can just see it. Shut up and let her finish, bro.
I don't know. She's saying everything for me.
But yeah, no, but it's like, it's both things, you know. It felt like a magical experience. And like I said in my first video, one of the you know, people giving the demo, she just very calmly said, "Sarah, welcome to spatial computing." And I got goosebumps. Like it really does feel like you're kind of in like one of these movies where you are living into the future. So it's like, it's both sides. It feels magical. It feels new. But when you're like, would I want that on my neck for that long? The answer is no right now. But it might be yes in the future.
Eat shit, Sam. This feels so good. This feels so good. Oh my God. It's the same thing I've been saying. Incredible tech demo, probably one of the most technologically incredible things you could possibly see. But a tech demo isn't enough to take home. Of course, all the tech bros and the nerds were so blown away. Best thing ever. When they first try it, they were invited by Apple. They try it. I'm sure that experience was incredible. But we aren't here for them. We aren't here to speak to them. We're here to speak for regular people, not Andrew Edwards. And Andrew Edwards is just wrong. Hey, buddy, I know you're watching. You should come on the show next week so I can make fun of you because I know it's an incredible demo, but I bet your sweet ass you won't be sitting there every day wearing it.
And for him, it might have not have been heavy, so it will be different for everyone. And you know, like maybe you will, like this is what is very confusing because it was very Apple-like and with the software components and with the familiar apps and stuff, it will be easier for people to just hop right into it. That will be way easier than the Quest. You can't hop into anything with the Quest. It's such a nightmare.
No hopping.
Getting anything done. Once you're in it, you're amazed. But the barrier to entry, just to get to a new app or install a new app and connect with a friend is so annoying that headset ends up in a drawer somewhere.
Especially if you haven't used it. Like if you don't use it every day and then your friends are like randomly like, let's go play mini golf.
No, I don't, you know. So Apple solved that problem. People are going to be excited to put it on. It's just it's almost like the opposite problem where you'll be excited to put it on, but for how long, you know? And so I think it's going to be different for everyone. But again, it's like the most boring comment is the most true. We just got to give it a few years, which is so cliche to say. And
then they shouldn't have put this fucking thing out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Can I bring up a piece of tech that everyone has forgotten about? But
you can bring up anything you want, Sarah.
I still use a ton. Is the Ray-Ban stories
from Snapchat?
No, from Meta.
Oh, I forgot about that.
What the hell?
So they are not in a drawer. They are in a place that I can regularly grab them because they are my favorite. When I'm on like a vacation or something and I don't bring like my cameras or whatever, I actually regularly press that button to capture my little crisp, square, slightly vertical video. And it is super easy to just use for Insta stories or like hands-free because like when we went to Lisbon, Portugal, it's super fun to ride the scooters and bikes. You can't hold the camera and also you need two hands for that. So when you have the Ray-Ban stories, you can capture those moments completely hands-free and they literally look like legitimate Ray-Bans. So I will say that's something that is kind of like AR adjacent. And I wish Meta would spend more time with that because that is stuff that I actually use occasionally.
Huh. Now I kind of wish I had a pair.
Yeah, they're
Do
not
they still
obnoxious.
Sell them?
I think so. Do you want to see mine? I'll go grab them.
Yeah, let's go get them.
because I know where they are. Stand by.
Okay, I'm standing by. Sam, how you doing, buddy? Just a check in.
Don't fucking talk to me. Don't look at me. Stop looking at me.
Oh, man. I wish I would have saved this. I wish I would have waited till my episode goes out tomorrow before I said anything.
What do you mean? Oh, my God. Do you have a video called The Vision Pro is Ruined?
It's called I Told You So.
Oh, my God. But here's the thing, dude. It's not actually out yet.
Oh, wow. You can say that, Sam, but the documentation is out, and they're already saying it.
So those not look super
like
thick.
Legit.
They're not super big at all. And those look almost
doable.
like normal Ray-Bans.
Apple.
And see, it's actually
that's so cool.
Yeah.
How is Zuckerberg ahead of Tim Cook
so
in
you
this?
see the light.
Yeah, that's cool.
John, shut up. You're just
Zuckerberg has
now.
a much better grasp on this than Tim Cook does. I'm sorry, that's just the truth.
Bro, he made a pair of glasses that takes photos.
He also made there's also the Meta Quest that like continues to,
Yeah. I don't want them, I feel like they got sad because maybe they didn't sell a lot of these, but I don't want them to give up on this because like, I want just companies to make things that are useful to people.
Yeah.
And this actually does solve a problem, and it's not super bulky. And this can very easily get as thin as a normal sunglass because it's almost there. And so if Apple can get close to this with the software, well, they're never going to get close to this with what we're seeing. So yeah, that's why it is confusing, is because you want it all, but it's never going to get to be a package like this. There's just no way. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Like in 5-10 years, I think we're looking at something close to that.
Maybe. Yeah, hopefully. I hope.
That's where it has to end up. That's if all of this doesn't end up in that,
yeah,
that's the only thing that could disappoint me more than I am right now.
Okay, I want to clear my thoughts because my name's been drugged through the mud this episode.
Yes. We're not dragging your name.
Sorry,
No,
John's dragging my name
I
through
would
the mud.
never, Sam. You do that just
So
enough for
here's
yourself.
what I want to ask you then, because I'm going to continue to cope until this product comes out. All right,
Cope.
I just want to let you know I'm going to continue to cope. Why would Apple release a $3,500 product that I'm hearing from both of you nobody's going to use?
No, I didn't say that.
No, who said no one's going to use it?
I did not say that no one's going to use it. They're just going to use it and their neck's going to hurt.
Yeah.
But okay, you hear how I got no one's going to use this, because nobody's going to continue to do that if it's actually causing pain. Like,
I just think if they can hang on, and I think Apple's good. I don't think Apple releases something unless they have a long-term plan for it. So if they will play it through for the next 5 to 7 years. And this is just one of those things where it's going to be not like AirPods that caught on like fire initially. It's just going to have a slower burn.
Yeah, much slower.
Best case scenario.
Yeah.
You know?
I just remember people saying this about the Apple Watch, though, and the Apple Watch.
But this is not that.
No.
Like, you're judging, like, just.
Yeah,
Yes, I'm
so
judging Apple on a
different from
future
the
product
Apple
based on what
Watch.
they've done in the historically.
No,
yes.
you're just repeating the talking points of everyone on Twitter.
The talking points.
Like,
What are
everyone,
you
dude, if I
talking
had
about?
$1 for every picture, like, oh, people said you wouldn't figure out Apple Watch, or people said AirPods too. This is what Apple does. Like, oh my God, so gross, dude. They're just a company like everybody else. They can miss a step or two.
That's a good point, because we think Apple can do no wrong, right?
Yeah, like those
But-
people. You look
I
so
don't-
silly.
I don't think Apple can do no wrong. I'm just saying, I will be shocked if this first generation product is bad. Here's what I'm.
You
really
have all
hearing.
the data. I love you
Here's
so
what I'm
much,
really
Sam. You have
hearing.
all the data. in
And
front of you.
okay, so I said people aren't going to use it. You said that's not true. I am hearing you guys say Apple missed on this product. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not
I'm not
fully
going to speak
there.
for Sarah.
I'm not.
You're right. Sarah
I'm
said
not
she's
fully
in the
there.
middle. You
Yeah,
know what?
yeah.
Fine. For the sake of argument, I'll hop on the Sarah train.
Yeah.
Choo choo.
Choo choo.
It's really fun
You
here. It's
would.
much more
You
fun on
wouldn't.
my own train.
You wouldn't side with your best bud.
Because
best bud
here's the
now.
thing. What bothers me about you, John, is
Do
that
tell
you
us.
you do brand deals better than I do.
Yeah. Wait, are you just taking this out on me because the sponsor said do it more like John?
Exactly. I think that's what I'm feeling too.
No, it bothers me of how quickly you flipped when you haven't tried it yet.
I swear, dude, I'm gonna just throw everything on my desk. I'm gonna fucking throw it away. I don't want to do YouTube. I don't want to talk to Sam anymore. I don't want to talk nothing. Sarah, you got my number. We'll be in touch. But Sam, I'm blocking you.
Oh no! I'll
You
be the second
can't
person this week.
use that with me, dude. You can't, because the same people that are praising it also didn't try it. There's only a handful of people in the world that have tried it.
I'm saying I have heard from the people that have. I'm saying I went into it excited, and the people that tried it said it was amazing. And now some people are starting to change what they said now that they're at
What
Apple
did I
Park.
tell you, though? It's just a bunch of tech nerds being incredibly surprised and impressed by a technological masterpiece. But unfortunately, that's not enough, Sam. That's just... And so, yes, from a distance, I don't need to try it. Apple said, here's what we think you should do with it. And I can very fairly say that's bullshit and you're wrong. I don't think that I should have to try it to be like, the whole time I said on this podcast, I can't wait for Apple to go on stage and tell me why I need to use this, because that's what they do. And they missed that whole they just skipped it. They just missed this step. They gave me information to judge the product on because that's their job. And I judged the product based on that information. And now more information is out, which is helping me judge it even further. And by the way, I will absolutely try this. I'm going to buy this day one.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Everyone in the audience is like, yeah, you'll talk shit, but you're going to buy it. Yes, I am going to buy it. That's the only way my opinion means anything. I have to try it. And if I feel like I was wrong, I will gladly say, probably on Genius Bar first, because I make videos kind of late now, I'll say I was wrong. Sam, you can even by that point, we'll probably be in person. You can throw me a you were wrong party with balloons and cake and make a whole thing.
I'm going to throw you the biggest you were wrong party. Here's the thing. Can somebody at the Apple Media team just let me fucking try it, please?
Yeah, you would solve all of these problems if you just let Sam try
I just
it.
need to know if John's wrong. I'll sign an NDA. I won't even make a video about it. I just need to know if I'm right.
I feel like there's more middle ground. I don't know. I feel
this is why we need Sarah on the podcast, because she's the only one with a fully developed proper brain here.
I feel like at this point, you guys are just taking sides. And I think the reality is whether or not this is a future as a whole, as a category, is the question. And Apple is taking more of the AR mixed reality. Meta is taking more of the VR first. Meta is taking from low cost to fancy. Apple is taking from fancy to low cost, right? They're going about it in opposite directions on cost and also the medium. And time will tell to see if one of them is right, if anything.
I think they're both right.
Wrong.
Yeah, I think they're both right. I feel like if you look further on down the road, they both end up near the same spot.
Right.
That's what I think. This is it's just very rare where I'm like, not that I respect Mark Zuckerberg more, or that I'm gaining more respect, but what are you shaking your head for?
Just finish what you're going to say, because it's a silly thing to say.
Okay, I think on this topic, not socially and not on privacy, not on most other things, but on this topic, Mark Zuckerberg has a better grasp of where we're headed.
Wrong.
Okay, that's fine. You can think that.
Dude.
Why do you think he's wrong?
Because Sam.
Because the hardware and software is awful.
It's not.
That's why he's wrong.
Yeah. I mean, Zuck did... he overspends gloriously in this sector with not a ton to show for it in terms of the experience as a whole. One could argue that's them ironing out things, but they've had quite a long time to iron out the software stuff.
Yeah, I'm very interested to try Quest 3. Very interested.
It's going to be just a slightly better Quest 2. It's still going to suck, bro. The reason I have confidence in this Apple project still
You're so frustrating.
Because it, like Sarah said, it's easy to use and it feels more human. And maybe that's the right call. And I am still, I'm going to maintain what I'm saying, which is that I think it's going to be good overall. I'm not going to budge from there. And I am still incredibly excited to try this product.
Yeah.
I wish we could, somebody tweet us a clip. I want you to edit together Sam saying that first.
We have a clips person already.
I want, but it has to be out of your hands. I want it to be Sam saying that. I'm very incredibly excited to try it. I'm still, it's good. And then cut to when he was fetal position in his chair, just filled with disappointment and sadness. Because that happened in this same episode. I don't know if you remember, Sam, but that occurred. This is why no matter how hard people are on me, I do not budge. I try to tell people I've done this for so many years. It's not a split second thing. I'm not just doing it for clicks or whatever. You can call me names and you can say whatever you want. I will wait this out. I got all day. I got all year, Tim.
All day. Sam,
I got all day too.
I think you're a little sad today. And so
He big sad.
And so maybe let's talk about something we're all excited about. What are we all excited about? That sounded like a pivot, like I had something to say, but I actually
You don't. You're just opening the door.
So let's just open the door to that.
Let's open the door to
wrap
goodness.
this.
Because I'm also trying to find my taco spot to order tacos.
Taco
Here's the thing. I think this
like
podcast.
tacos.
I think this has been an interesting conversation because we have one guy that thinks Tim Cook is now like a bad leader. We've got the person in the middle that's actually tried it and is pretty rational. And then we've got me that's coping a little bit. So, I think that's a good conversation.
You can't just say stuff like that about me and move on. That's not what I said.
So
I think Tim Cook is an incredible leader and an
law.
incredible CEO. I think he's lacking vision. That's all.
Oh, vision, get it? Okay. For the record, I'm sad about VR. I'm just gonna wait. I got all day.
Okay, good.
Say. Okay, John, let's get you fired up on something else. We haven't had enough good discussion, so let's jump to something else.
This
is gonna be something, John, that's I think it might get the engines revving. The European Union may force Apple to radically redesign the iPhone in 2027 as a new law mandates that smartphone batteries must be easily removable and replaceable by the user.
The EU needs to like get a job. That's my
look
opinion.
how bouncy my hair is. I agree with Sarah. They need to get a job.
So
go touch grass,
EU,
as you said.
Let's scoot back a little bit. Let's do a little bit of scooting.
Let's go.
The EU widely celebrated for making a new law recently, within the past year, that got signed that said all smartphones as of 2020, I think, end of 2025 or 2024, require all phones to have a USB-C port. So they can no longer have a proprietary connector like Apple's Lightning or even something like micro USB. Has to be USB-C. It's friendly for consumers. Apple says, fine, okay, we'll put it on the iPhone 15. Now that they got a little taste of that victory, the EU says, well, we don't really like the way that your phones are designed, Apple. We need you to be able to replace, or Samsung, to be clear, like the newest Samsung, that's 23 also affected by this. You can't design it like that. You need to make it so you can just pop a battery in and out. No proprietary tools. Like you could do this at home.
That's so
basically.
goofy, dude. Like, oh God.
And I have to say, I'm still fully on board with the USB-C thing. I think it's great.
I mean, I think that's great too, but I just wish it didn't come from the European Union. I don't know. It's like it's one of those things where there's so many things that the government should be regulating, and like this just feels like a pet project. I don't know. This just feels like I don't know.
It's just like, again, the same thing I said when the USB-C thing came out. Yeah, I agree. I think iPhone should have USB-C too. I would, that's fine. I want that. I'm sure it would do well. But who the fuck do they think they are? Like, I don't understand. Like, there are core values at a company. It has been this way forever. They didn't just like become successful and then lock everything down and go, haha, fuck you. No, you have to do proprietary.
Everyone's grandma is still on the iPhone 5. They make phones that go the distance,
Yeah,
but
people
then
are choosing when they buy.
You try to sell like a Samsung phone in 2 years and it's lost all value.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother discussion. I'm going to get got.
Take that, Android users.
Remove that.
She's panicking. She's like, my Android audience, no.
That's so goofy. Also, 2027, like, what are you even, don't you have bigger stuff to worry about? Like, what is going on? Who did, why?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't love this, but like, it could be kind of cool.
No, dude, it's a slippery slope. Like, It
How
might
about
be.
they take a
it might
look
be
at
cool.
themselves in the past 3 years and analyze how all of the government people treated COVID and treated us during COVID? How about they actually like do something useful? I don't know.
No, this is useful. We're replacing batteries, Sarah.
Listen, I don't disagree that it is a pet project, and that's
It's like $20 to take your iPhone, or 30. I don't know. It's not that. It's not a lot to just have them replace your battery. Like it makes
about
no
$80.
You with Apple Care? Isn't it like just a couple $?
Nobody buys Apple Care. Apple Care is not a good investment.
Okay, well, also wrong. So I just feel like if this was Apple's choice, if one day they were like, "Hey, by the way, you can replace your batteries now yourself." Okay, cool. I mean, they sort of kind of iffy.
Yeah,
but,
no, you're right. You're right. Listen,
but that's fine. But the fact that they're not choosing for themselves is just so petty and weird and lame. No, a government like this should not be changing core values of a company that they didn't start. Like, get the fuck out of here with that.
I agree this is going a little too far. I like new ideas and I like exploring them, and that's why I'm not like 100%. Like, I'm trying to be open-minded. I'm trying to be open-minded about this.
Can I give you something that'll upset you?
I haven't been upset at all.
I know. Like, episode. Okay,
please.
So first, here's the slippery slope problem. At first, it's USB-C, right? And you like USB-C.
Yay. I love USB-C.
So like, yay, EU. Okay? 2027, hey, the batteries have to be replaceable now. Okay, Sam wants replaceable batteries. Yay, EU. Good job, EU. Yeah. 2030, hey, all software needs to be open source, so now iPhone has to come with Android. Mm-hmm. Are you happy now? Are you glad you rode the slippery slope now?
Yeah.
That seems bad.
Yeah.
This is America. We do what we want.
We do what the fuck we want.
Well, hey, Apple doesn't have to make the battery replaceable in America.
If I were Tim, you should just be like,
But that affects supply chains, and now they're making like a different iPhone for everyone in Europe.
Yeah, they're already.
And
then they're going to allow side loading.
Oh yeah, side loading's coming.
But only for the EU. Like, Tim, draw your line in the sand and say, "Fuck off." I will just pull my phones from the entire EU.
Yeah.
Play a game of chicken with them. They'll back off.
But here's the thing. Apple won't do that because they will make more money to comply. They will lose more money
they got to draw.
comply.
No, there's complying, and then there's just being a hostage. You got to draw a line in the sand eventually. And we're getting pretty close because they are biting. It's like they're nibbling. They're just nibbling. And now the nibbles are getting bigger.
They're a nibblins.
You're right. The only thing about that argument that I tend to disagree with is that people say that about Apple and China, right? Apple works with the communist government. They don't care about human rights. That's not true. Apple cares about human rights. But if it's human rights are a billion
Sam,
people.
now you're bringing up something that no one can win with this conversation. So.
Yeah, no, you really put us in a bind.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I don't think we can.
But also in response, Sam, like, Apple is moving a bit out of China. Like, we're making iPhones in India now. Like, they're prepping for something. Like, yeah, they're complying because they gotta, but they're also being kind of sneaky little beavers behind the scenes.
Well, yeah, because it is because Taiwan's Semiconductors, who makes the M1 chips. Mm-hmm. They make Apple chips, and they're in Taiwan. But they do have plants in like Vietnam and all over the place, so I think they'll be fine. But yeah, there is some macroeconomic things happening, especially with China looking over to Taiwan and being like, "Hey, that's mine."
Hey, yeah, it's like
we'd like to nibble. That's what they're saying.
Well, they've been nibbling, but yeah.
If China's like, "Hey, comply," and then Apple's like, "Oh, of course." Of course they're going to kind of comply right away because they have to keep the peace, because if that gets shut down, no one has iPhones anywhere. So there's a huge difference between EU. I think the EU and their customers are going to want the iPhone more than, like, I think Tim Cook actually has leverage there. Whereas if China doesn't, China will just shut the whole thing down and we won't have iPhones at all. So, like, Tim at least has to comply until they get out of that toxic relationship, you know?
Yeah, no one takes never mind. I was going to say a joke but the EU is just a little different. You know, people in Europe,
They're just a little different.
They're just a little different.
That's all.
They take 3-hour smoke breaks and like I think Succession. The Succession quote of when he's yelling at his kids. The main guy, why am I blanking on his name? And he's like, "You are not serious.
You're
people."
not serious people." Yeah.
That's what I think when I think the EU.
You are not serious people. That is our message to the EU today.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a joke, guys. Okay.
Listen, I was kind of playing devil's advocate.
Advocate, yes.
Advocate, because changing the iPhone. Like if you watch my TikTok. By the way. On this podcast, about a week and a half ago, I said that I called the name Apple Vision before it came out, and you said, "No, you didn't, Sam. You never said Apple Vision before it came out."
When did I say that? I don't remember this conversation.
You did, and if you go back to my TikTok the day before the headset came out, on the thumbnail it says Apple Vision.
Can't you just change the thumbnail after the fact?
No, you cannot change a thumbnail after you upload on TikTok.
Okay. I don't
Good
remember
job,
telling
Sam.
you, but
thanks, guys.
Sam, we are so proud of you. You are so
Hire me,
smart.
Apple
You are
there's no sponsors today,
right.
so everyone, today's episode is sponsored by Sam's Premonitions. All right, he can tell the future.
Good job, Sam.
Thank
So
you
proud
for
of you.
sponsoring the episode, Sam.
Let's talk about Mac Pro again.
Do we gotta?
Man, I
The
so
Verge.
don't care about the Mac Pro.
Do you say you
that's
don't
how
care?
I feel.
I might, yeah.
They're just slipping and sliding around. Apple double is weird. Like
Here's the
anything
thing
that
about
is
the
not
Mac Pro.
Craig's turned out weird.
Here's the thing about the Mac Pro. It has the same performance as the Mac Studio. Verge talked to a bunch of professionals, and even the pros are like, "Yeah, we're just gonna buy a Mac Studio."
Mm-hmm.
And I just this was like the one part that I was like, "Hey, I was right about the Mac Pro." I said it doesn't really make sense, and everyone on my TikTok got really angry at me. It's my least liked TikTok of all time.
I think where people get really tripped up with a Mac Pro is they expect it to be the equivalent of like a Windows PC desktop. They expect Apple's version of what a Windows PC is, or I'm trying to say, you could be running Linux. I always call them PCs, but then people get mad at me, and the people in the comments, a PC stands for personal computer. But you know what I mean when I say PC, okay?
Dude, I hate people.
I know, me too. Like the Puget PC that I have down here, where I can like swap the SSD. I can, depending on my motherboard, change out the GPU. People want the Mac version of that so desperately, and the truth is, it just will never exist. So yes, like. Just stick with the Mac Studio. Basically.
Yeah, it's so like they did this to themselves.
They did. It'll never exist.
Sam and I were like, wow, can't wait for the new Mac Pro when it comes out, when it gets Apple Silicon. But in between those conversations, they dropped Mac Studio, which just so happens to be nearly perfect for what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And so now, to give us a Mac Studio and then to update it the same day and be like, oh, also Mac Pro. What?
Yeah.
Like, who came up with that idea? It's just the same thing. It's so meaningless.
Yeah, it's
disappoint.
It's a silly, goofy thing.
All of this episode has been just disappoint. Other than, did you get your tacos? Did you order them?
I ordered, because I'm doing this like meal prep thing. So I remember I need to reheat it after this, but I ordered snacks. So the 15 minutes of me staring at my phone was figuring out what kind of chips I want from CVS.
Yeah!
This is a big deal for me because I've been trying to do low carb. So this is the first time that I've had anything adjacent to bread in probably like 5 days.
I've
been doing carnivore.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm still doing like veggies and stuff, but that's interesting though. How are you feeling?
Like amazing.
Really?
Wait, what? Sorry, what did you say? I missed it.
The carnivore diet.
I'm eating carnivore, so basically just red meat.
So do you not? Oh wait, carnivore diet doesn't even include like chicken.
All right, Jordan Peterson.
I will partake in chicken, but
Don't you think that sounds a little excessive? Don't you think that you need?
No, it is excessive. It is excessive. There's a balance. Okay. I'm just like, I'm learning a lot. I'm having fun learning a lot about how my body responds to stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was carnivore for I think almost a month before our event, and I kind of just ate normally, like with the boys during the event. And I was like, so I've been running every day and doing really well and feeling really good. And then I did the event and I just kind of ate. I didn't eat bad. I just ate like whatever the guys ate. Like when we went out to a restaurant, I just whatever. And when I got home, I felt like I aged 10 years. Like my joints hurt from running. And it was just like during my run, my joints would hurt. I'm like, what the So I go back. It's like if I feel inflamed, I like just listen to my body and I'm like, just go back to eat meat for a few days and boom, cleared up. Don't know why. I'm not a scientist. I just know that it works. So
I was starting to feel very bad with all the restaurant food because I'll just DoorDash everything. And I think for my case, it's very similar, but I think it's just like all the like nasty vegetable oils and the breads and the like. There's so many preservatives in what we eat
and sugar. Like
so
if
much
sugar, if I could help, that would change anyone's life. Just stop.
Sugar,
stop putting sugar in your body. They're killing us. They're actually killing us.
But
the stuff
so
that they sell
good.
people is so ridiculous.
And
I ate
when
ice
you
cream 4 times last week.
And when you realize, because I basically have this, it sounds fancy, but it's not. It's like this chef person who delivers food to a lot of YouTubers here. I just signed up for her thing, and yeah, it's
whoa, back up.
What? She doesn't come to my house.
I don't want this to sound fancy. I just have a chef that delivers food
but
for
it's
me.
Not, well, that's the thing. She doesn't come to my house, so just twice a week she delivers pre-made meals. And
it's like HelloFresh, but just a lady.
Kind of, and you don't have to cook it, so you still have to reheat it, but I reheat it on a pan, so I'm not microwaving most meals. So basically you like go and select your food twice a week, and she delivers it to me like Monday and Thursday. So it's the same lady who does all of the like Zila Fitness, like the David Dobrik squad. She gives meals to them, and it's actually not that expensive. So I will spend for every single meal when I DoorDash it, it is at a minimum $25 at a minimum.
Yep.
And the meal, like when you break it down, each meal that I'm paying her is like only like $22 with a $10 delivery fee twice a week. So I think because out here in LA, she has scale, because it's like there's all these like YouTubers and like people like us who just don't like to cook, that it makes economic sense.
Well, now you sold me
her.
on LA. That's all I need.
That's what
I'm
saying.
gonna need a name and a number.
So it's literally cheaper than DoorDash, and she's cooking real food. And literally, like when I taste it, it tastes good, but you don't realize how much sugar and salt there is in everything that you get from a restaurant until, like, this is gonna sound so normal to normal people out there who cook every night. We get it, you're a rock star. But when you have a job that like takes up every ounce of energy of your life, you do gravitate to just
and you're
food.
spending your free time just having panic attacks.
Exactly. So this
job's awesome.
Yeah. So this has been super eye-opening for me. So I'm probably in a similar boat to you.
Wow.
I'm still eating veggies and quinoa and stuff, but I'm trying to figure out my body more, because we are actively killing our body, aren't we? America
I felt
is
like
a hard
shit
place
for
to be for food.
most of my life.
Yeah, let me bring it back to Europe. Congratulations, everyone in Europe. You're not the number one superpower, but what you do have is good food.
Yay!
I feel like I can really hear the Texas coming out in Sarah this episode.
You don't have guns, but you got good food.
Oh, God.
That sounds amazing. Sarah, I'm very excited to move to LA, but I feel like I don't know a lot of people. Can you help me make friends in LA?
Of course. It's easy.
All right. I'm ready to make friends and meet other creators, because I've realized that I really, really, really like other creators, and everybody's really cool. And I don't know. I was at a dinner tonight with some friends, and everybody was like talking about like their corporate job, and I wanted to stab a pencil through my eye.
Wait, so you would think that you would like feel like not be so down about yourself and your job today if you heard, like, if you were actively sitting with people who were talking about the exact thing you don't want to be doing, you would think you come home and be like, actually, it's not so bad myself.
I mean, okay, preach, King, number one. Second, but I it's because I'm not where I want to be, and I have this thing where I'm not
a place
satisfied
like LA,
until I'm there.
A place like LA will speed things up. You're doing small boy stuff out there
You
wherever
just-
you live. You need to
It's St.
come.
Louis. All right, I'm not in Arkansas. I'm not in.
You just gotta
Dude,
put
they're
your
the
head down
same
and
thing.
do it.
St. Louis and Arkansas, it's the same thing. Just come.
It's not the same thing. Okay.
Come on over. And so if what you're saying is you want growth,
Yeah.
come
I
to
wanna
a
grow.
place where everyone is doing what you're doing and they're excited.
I
And even if
want.
they're sad, we're still pushing forward. Just come on over.
That sounds great. I'm in. You've sold me. I've never been more excited. I want to grow. I have so much to learn. I'm just a little infant baby child, and I want to be a little infant baby man. And I want to, get married, maybe.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, just throw that in at the last second, I guess.
So you were talking about career ambitions. I imagine dating in LA is an actual hellscape, though. So
Yeah.
maybe
you
find
might
a girlfriend
want
before you come
grab
out
one
here.
on your way.
Yeah, grab one on the way.
Here's the thing, Sarah.
Oh no.
I've only got about 4 months, and in the Midwest, when you tell someone you're moving in 4 months, they go aha, and then they.
You don't. That's why you don't tell them till the last second.
Yeah, exactly.
I just rug pull them, do a
Yeah.
crypto rug pull, but our relationship. Hey, by the way, I leave tomorrow.
Well, you could just not maybe not the last second, but maybe not disclose that sort of information on like a first date. Wait until they're on board with you, and then say, okay, so I have some news.
Although I want
know?
to push you on this, Sarah. Didn't you meet John in LA?
That's what I was about to say. But he emailed me, so we met essentially on YouTube.
Wait.
He
Hold
saw.
on. Have you never told this story?
I mean, I might have. I have on the internet, but
Okay.
he saw my Casey video, like everyone, and he was like, "That seems like a cool chick. She's getting views." Emailed me, "Hey, let's collab." It was very strictly professional YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, I'm in New York. I'll let you know the next time in LA." And I was actually going out there for like the Adobe Max conference the next month, and so I was like, "Hey, I'll actually be out there soon. Let's collab." And we did a proper collab. I actually had Snapchat spectacles, and we shouted out on both of our channels, and then I gave it away to someone. And the rest is history. We like hung out, and like we were hanging out the next day, and we were like, "Oh, this is obviously like something different than just like a YouTube collab." And the rest is history. He came up
It's
to
a life
New
collab.
York. Yeah. And we did the ultimate collab marriage.
How soon did you know into talking to this gentleman?
I mean, I knew instantly that he was different because I work with a lot of dudes in my field, so it's an instant thing. It's like it's one of those things where you just treat that differently from the get. That's why when oh no, my chips were substituted.
Oh no, the days just got fucking worse.
No,
This is so bad.
oh my god, the barbecue chips. The barbecue chips were substituted for the original Lay's.
Oh,
That
that's
is
ass. No,
disgusting.
refund. Full refund.
I
Pull your
wanted
gun out and shoot the driver.
barbecue. God damn it. Yeah.
Become a
Love,
ransom.
yada, yada, yada. You can find someone out here.
Sam, just check your email. Worked for Sarah.
Yeah.
Didn't work for me. So, you got one.
I just want you to
it could
know,
go either
Sarah.
way.
Wait, I want to hear John's perspective. Was
My
he
husband,
like-
John?
Oh.
Yeah, like when he sent that email, was he like, "Bro, she's bad," or was he like, "Oh, let's collab"? Because like I know how I approach situations when I've
Yeah.
like sent DMs, and it's always like, "Hey, we'd love to work,"
Well,
but I'm always like,
he's-
"No, they're
he
really
said-
cool. I like them."
He said it wasn't a thought in the beginning just because it was very, I had just come off like the Casey Neistat shout out. So he was thinking, very like, oh, this is a person who does shit. Like I want to be in her lane. But he said the same thing as me, like the moment we were hanging out. It was pretty like, in the back of his head, he was like, this would be kind of cool,
Whoa. See, that's so cool. That's so cool. I just feel like meeting people is hard, man. And like I guess I'm hoping
is.
that when I move, it'll be easier to meet like-minded people because a lot of
Yeah.
people out here are very much like, like Frank. You guys aren't. I mean, you're kind of.
I'm
you're not
from
really from the
Texas.
Midwest.
Listen,
but-
I'm from Texas
okay.
where everyone got married at the age of 20, had their first baby by the age of 21.
Or
Trust
just
me.
had
So,
him
yeah,
nailed in, really.
that's like kind of the environment I'm living in right now. It's like my friends are starting to buy houses.
Yeah,
My
don't get
friends
sucked
are
into
looking,
that.
Well,
Don't
no,
get
no,
sucked
no,
into
that's,
No,
that's the
I'm
thing,
like I
Sam,
said, I am moving in November. There's not there's not an option.
That's the thing. Like all my friends were doing the same thing. Like they're just doing the steps in life that they're told are required.
Yeah.
And then they do that, and then there's nowhere to go. Like, okay, I bought my house. Fucking now what?
And a lot of
like
them
they got the job, they got the house, and now they just live like that.
They want the templated lifestyle, which is fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we have a weird ass job, and it does not fit in that template. That's what I talked about in my LA video. So things are a little bit more uncomfortable for us because we have to create our own path. The path is not laid before us, Sam. Okay, so that's why
Sam.
it is so challenging, and that's why it takes a little bit more energy and effort. And the valleys are probably lower, but the mountains are higher.
Yeah, Sam. Fucking Sarah really just served you with a hot plate of Sam.
I mean, it goes into what I was saying earlier. Like that's something I'm missing in my life, and yeah, like people that I have gone on dates with here. I know exactly what I'm looking for, like to the T. As soon as I see it, I'm like, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm
send
looking for somebody who wants to like do some crazy shit. I'm looking for somebody who knows they can't actually change the world, but wants to convince themselves that they can. Like,
wow,
that's what
you need to clip that.
Put
Put some inspirational music, and then just tweet it, and we'll all retweet with the hashtag Find Sam a Girlfriend.
Oh my
God. Hashtag Find Sam a Girlfriend.
No, I don't want it. I'm not saying it like that.
Find Sam a Girlfriend. Here's a go.
I'm not an incel.
Listen,
I promise.
Listen. When the moment, because I was very focused on figuring out like career, and John was my second boyfriend. Whoa. And so that was never a big part of my life, but it was very intentional. There were always opportunities, but I always very intentionally turned it down because I was like, oh, if it's not marriage potential, I'm not even gonna mess with it,
Smart.
And so there was probably 8 years of just loneliness, like sadness of like, oh, it would be nice to feel the warmth of another human, But
why is that the most relatable fucking thing you've ever said on the show?
Sara Dietschy says saddest thing ever on Gene. That's the title.
Holy shit.
But I will say now it's worth it because I wait. But in hindsight, I think I met him at 22, 23, which is really young. But I think I just lived so much life so quickly that I was probably in a very similar state. But it always happens when you least expect it. When you're worried about it and you're stressed out about it, it's not going to happen. So when you put yourself out there and you live your best life is when you're going to attract those people. That's the thing. So many people think you have to go out there and get it. But if you're living a truly like fun, inspirational life, you're going to attract that kind of person.
You're right. I'm going to that workout class tomorrow. I've been pushing off.
Yep.
And on that note,
and on that note, Sarah needs to go reheat her.
I think that's a perfect place to end.
Her $20
so
there's the silver lining of the episode, Sam. We did it. We brought it back to happy.
We did it.
Guys, we love you. I hope
love you guys.
I hope that people enjoyed this episode and didn't find it too cringe.
Why would it be cringe? Because you're wrong all the time?
No, I don't want it to come off as like I'm a sad boy looking for love. Like
listen, man, Genius Bar is nothing but a time capsule of our lives. If you're upset today, that's the Genius Bar you get. Come back next week.
And didn't you have a girlfriend like a year ago or something? So you're not. Like trust me.
It was a
It was something.
Heartbreak like 6 months after that.
It was something.
It's all good. No, it's not one of those things where I'm like, no, I know. It's not one of those things where I'm like actively like, oh God, this is great. I'm just like, that's like another thing that I'm excited for, like creatively,
yeah,
romantically, like.
I understand.
Play the music, Sam. Play us out.
Okay, play us out.
Sara Dietschy, thank you so much for coming on. The unofficial co-host.
Go to youtube.com/@Sara Dietschy now because they changed the way those URLs work.
Yay, Sarah! Thank you for coming on. You're allowed on next week and the week after and the week after and the week after that.
And the week after.
And when we come to LA, you can't say no. You're going to be the co-host. Okay.
Of course.
Ah! She said it!
Of course. Yes, yeah, that makes it easy. I don't have to travel. And my CVS order has arrived. And he's going to see me podcasting in my living room.
We love you guys.
We love you. Thank you.
See you next week. Goodbye.
Great time. It's always a pleasure. We always learn so much. Best Genius Bar guest ever.
Bye, guys.
Wow, this song is so long.
Usually it ends by now. We got.
Why is it still going?
9.
Okay, guys, hold on.
She's gone.
What?
Oh, she literally
That was
went
so
to go get her stuff.
anticlimactic.
See you next week.
Yes! Wait, are there real chips? Do a chip check. Give me a chip. Give me a chip check.
Chip reveal.
Let's
Can
go.
we do a snack? Can we do a guys? This is a snack haul.
Snack haul. We have the
White
classic.
cheddar. Love it. Smart food.
And then see, we got the original instead of the barbecue baked. The barbecue baked.
They're baked,
what
though. The baked
horseshit,
are
Sarah.
better.
I'm so sorry.
The bake makes that less.
These are
This
good.
is ridiculous.
I really like these.
What is
Those
that?
have nuts in them. I don't like nuts.
So kind bars, but they're thin, so they're not as chunky. We like that.
Nice.
And
We
I
like
think,
that.
I think this doesn't have. I think why I started to get these is it doesn't have like some of these bars have like for the love of, it does have palm kernel oil.
Drats.
What's wrong with palm oil?
That's
processed oils are just not good.
Yeah, that's the thing.
My
That's
hand is
unfortunate.
touching your hand right now, Sam, on the screen. Oh.
So if you cook, you either want to cook with olive oil or coconut oil or butter, and that's way better
butter.
than vegetable
Or like
oil.
beef tallow.
Never use canola oil. That shit is like peak bad.
Yep.
All the oils will kill you.
Sunflower oil, is that it?
Yeah, that's bad
Also-
too. And then the final snack. This is a snack.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go.
That. There's probably so much shit in this.
But here's the thing.
Is
You
it-
only live once.
Yeah.
You gotta enjoy it.
You
Oh,
gotta do a
see,
little.
this is bad. This is where they just say vegetable oils, and then they list all of the oils: palm kernel, soybean,
Oh,
hydrogenated soybean,
Hydrogenated.
hydrogenated soybean.
Hydrogenated.
Bad. But I gotta eat them now.
don't
They're here.
eat bad food, people.
So
Don't do it.
What inspired you to get on this health trend?
Oh, because I feel like shit. Like part of the heart thing is very tied to, I think, like a digestion issue where I haven't been able to like properly breathe in like a year. And I think it's very closely tied to what I eat. And also just like I could potentially, have a gallstone or something. Like that's something I'm going to figure out now that I'm getting healthcare. But in the meantime, I need to breathe. So that's why I'm not having a croissant every morning anymore.
Yeah.
But sometimes I am weak
Yeah.
and I need.
It's okay to be weak.
I need
Sometimes
a snack
it's really
snack.
nice to be weak.
Sarah, I'm glad you're going to be in LA. I'm going to sign you as my honorary mentor because I'm going to have to like figure out healthcare in like a year. That's going to be a thing. Anyway,
All
don't
right,
even
see
know
you
if this
next
is gonna
week,
be,
guys.
I don't even know if this is going to be in the show. I just
It
want to
is.
say as a person, I appreciate you and it's always a pleasure talking to you and you're such a ray of light and
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate your
I'm sorry
your
I was
presence
chewing a
and
chip while
Sarah,
you were saying that.
you
I
are
appreciate
you
that.
are
okay.
only the good oils.
Oh, thank you. Am I the olive oil
You
Yes.
are you are the olive
Sarah-
oil.
in a world of canola oils?
Yeah, in the
you
glass
you,
bottle.
You just a straight stick of butter.
Oh hell yeah!
This is
Hell
a straight
yeah.
stick of butter. Okay, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye guys.